Hello ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It's your boys 33. Welcome you to this World's 2020 semi-finals predictions video, where last week's was combined into the pick'ems for the knockout stages. This week's we're going through the results for the quarterfinals, and we're gonna be showing the tally up for so far how well we're actually doing, and then predicting our semi-finals. But without further ado, let us jump into today's video and get things on the road. So let us go over last weekend's results. We had 4 best of 5s in total, and we started off with the LPL matchup, Suning Gaming taking on JD Gaming, and this series I predicted a 3-2-2 JD. I felt it was going to be a close series, but in reality we got a bit of a switch up. We had JD only picking up 1 game and Suning winning the series 3-1, and I was surprised by this. I think a lot of people probably weren't. Suning have actually done very well at this World Tournament, and considering this was the first time these two Chinese teams faced off since week 2 of the regular split, it amazes me that it was actually this one-sided. Now, the other games in the series, in this quarterfinals, was Damwon taking on DRX. We predicted a clean 3-0 for Damwon, and what do you know, we got our first perfect prediction in the World's quarterfinals, as Damwon absolutely smashed DRX 3-0 and put on a performance for the fans. It was a very slow series, and I was meant to break this one down, as well as the Suning series, but obviously I've not had a machine to do it on, so that's gonna come possibly at a later date, maybe next week, who knows. But as for the other 2 series, they feature European teams, and the first one was Fnatic versus Top. This was probably the most interesting series of the weekend, as Fnatic took an early lead and then got reverse swept out the series 3-2. We did predict Top to win, but 3-1 we thought it'd be a bit more dominant from Top. But obviously for me, this kind of puts a bit of a damper on predictions for how it's going to go for the rest of Worlds. Whether it was a little slip up from this lineup, who knows. Either way, Top won. And the last series that we've got left to break down here is G2 versus Gen G. Now, this weekend I've done a actual full game cast of this one. It was very good to do. It was game 1 of the series, and G2 took this series to Gen G, dominating them 3-1. 3-0 is the actual result. We predicted the 3-1, and the Korean killing European lineup continues their dominance against the LCK. So if you want to tally up of the actual results for this actual event, well, for this quarterfinals, we got throughout the 4 games, series correctly predicted, with 1 perfect prediction. And right now I'm going to break down the actual results so far throughout Worlds 2020. As you can see right now, that is our tallies for the tournament so far. 16 out of 28, 17 out of 24, 15 out of 25, and 3 out of 4 for the quarterfinals, which takes our grand total for Worlds 2020 up to 51 out of 81. So we've only dropped 30 games out of 81. That's big in my opinion. And we're still keeping a positive or above 50% average so far this year. And considering some teams I've never watched play, I'm actually amazed that we've done this well. and now we hit the nitty-gritty of this tournament. So let us get the semi-finals underway with our first best of 5. It features the Korean killing team up against a Korean team. G2 taking on Dam1, and I expect this series to be very, very interesting. Now, Dam1 have played this very slow, methodical, break you down style that won them the series against DRX. G2 play a roam heavy game, give up early game control, and then explode into the late game and decimate you via team fights and skirmishes. Now, I think G2 have the edge into this matchup. I feel that their roster is slightly higher in terms of skill. Yes, Dam1 absolutely trounced their group, but in my opinion, it was quite an easy group, and I realistically expected them to make it out. And for my honest opinion, I think G2 will show up big against this lineup like they did against Gen.G and absolutely trounce them on the Rift 3-1. Now, our second semi-final for me is a little more interesting to actually cover, because we are doing both these games as Anarchy Analysis Series of the Week. They're both big matchups, and I want to break them down before we get to the final so that we can actually explain the strengths of the two teams going into the grand finals. Now, this one is Top versus Suning, and for me, the two LPL lineups guarantees at least one Chinese team in the grand finals, but this one's quite close now. After Suning decimated their opponents in JD Gaming, it honestly appeared to me that this series coming up now versus Top is going to be a lot closer than what I originally predicted. Now, originally I expected Top to decimate Fnatic, but they had to reverse sweep to actually get to this place. That's quite a statement to say, because that means that they're not the sort of strength that I'm predicting, and considering how well Fnatic did, and they almost actually threw this, well, they threw the series in game 3, but yeah, I'm gonna have to say the series is going over to Top, though it's gonna be a lot closer than what I would have said before. I've gone 3-2. I expect it to go the full 5 games, get some silver scrapes going, and honestly, this should be a big series for both teams. And I'm unsure of if Top can actually survive the Suning onslaught that they've put on since the tiebreaker against G2. Well, that wraps up another Worlds 2020 predictions video. This has been a very grueling week for me, setting up everything, because I've had to reinstall Windows twice. Not fun, and I lost everything off this PC, so I've had to remake it all. So this video has taken me quite a while to do, and if you enjoyed it, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new here if you want to. It's free, it helps me, there's nothing lost if you do it. Mind you, there's everything to gain if you do, because you get to see my content soon as it's released. It's always at 5:15 now, GMT or BST, whatever it is for us right now in the UK. And if you enjoyed this, leave a like down below. Once again, follow me on Twitter. I post everything Worlds League related on there. I've been constantly keeping up on that, even if I have been away for a few weeks or a week and a bit, and I'm constantly making content there and keeping you in the loop of what's going on. And if another PC issue happens, you'd be the first to find out if you follow me on Twitter. Nonetheless, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. You've got 2 series breakdowns to look forward to next week, where we'll be obviously looking at the 2 semi-final series as a whole ordeal, and we can then look into the grand finals predictions as well next week, which I'm hoping, this is my fingers crossed, is G2 versus Top. Nonetheless, that is going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below, subscribe if you want to do everything I want to, and I will be seeing you guys later. Peace out.